everyone, welcome to the second episode of NFTs for Breakfast. I'm Vanta.
I'm Wavy.
And I'm Troyman, and we make NFTs as easy as ABCs.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe below.
Okay, so today I thought we could go over the hottest topic from this weekend, which was the Other Deeds Mint that happened from Yugo Labs. For those of you who don't know, Wavy, would you like to teach our audience about it?
Yeah, for sure. So Yugo Labs, they're the parent company of Bored Ape Yacht Club, and Bored Ape Yacht Club is probably the most recognizable NFT project out. I'm sure you've heard of them. And Yugo Labs, they just dropped their plot of digital land, like their introduction into the metaverse, which is, I think the official name is Other Deeds by Other Side, but some people just call it Ape Land or just Other Deeds or Other Side. And essentially this is I believe the biggest mint in NFT history. I believe as soon as they dropped it, I think they made about 320 million or something close to that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's insane.
Yeah, which is, the collection was 100, it was like 100,000 piece collection, and only 55,000 of it was open to the public. I believe the other half was saved for investors or maybe people on their team or whatnot. But I know only 55,000 was released to the public, and that sold out instantly, thus creating them $320 million.
Jeez. I think currently their volume traded is 202,000 ETH, and their floor is 3.39 ETH at this time on May 3rd on this day that we're recording it. Yeah.
Which is crazy because Bored Ape Yacht Club, I believe their total volume is maybe in the 500s. And that took them a little over a year to do.
Yeah.
And so if Other Deeds is at 200 something right now, that's insane because I believe it's only been a couple days so far. So that's that's crazy.
They're popping off. I mean, their trailer was pretty crazy, so that they did a good job hyping this up.
For sure.
What were the issues though, Wavy, with what happened with that drop?
Yeah. So quickly, Other Side is their metaverse gaming platform, so that you could turn your NFTs into playable characters within their ecosystem. But the biggest issue, and this drop caused a lot of controversy, the biggest one being that a lot of people lost a ton of money on the gas fees. I think people were paying around 2 to 3 ETH in gas, and that's just on failed transactions. So you paid 2 to 3 ETH, which was more than the NFT itself, and you didn't even get the NFT. It's just gone. You just lost that money.
It's crazy.
Which is insane. That's just a ton of money just gone.
That's $6,000 to $9,000 just gone. That's insane.
Right. And I believe the mint price was about 5,000 to 6,000, I believe. So you needed, another interesting part is you needed ApeCoin in order to mint a Ape Land. And I believe you needed 305 ApeCoin, which was equivalent to about $5,800 to $6,000 to mint one land.
Thanks. So ApeCoin is it's basically like a Bitcoin type of a cryptocurrency. So
correct.
And it was created by Yugo Labs. They are currently sitting at $14.38. Before the drop, let's see, when was the official drop? Was it the 28th?
Yeah.
The 20th of April, something like that. But I think it was hovering around $12 for the longest time. But right around the time when the drop happened, it skyrocketed to $27.79. But then it dropped immediately back down to 14, which is where it's at now.
I guess the big thing that everyone's talking about is could Yugo Labs have done a better job with the mint process since so many people lost so much money? I know they have since apologized and are refunding people, but I mean, this is something that shouldn't have happened for a company that's net worth is over $4 billion, or is it because they're a big company it's acceptable? What do you guys think?
I mean, personally, knowing that there are different smart contracts out there that would definitely prevent something like this from happening. I don't know why they wouldn't implement something like that, because this was just a bad idea on their part. We're talking about the other NFT project, Azuki, which is it's pretty much a blue chip. I would say it's definitely a blue chip. And I think they were one of the first companies to use the newer contract, the ERC 721A, which limits the gas fees. But then other side, they used the original smart contract, right?
They used the 721, not A, just 721.
And yeah, so that was, I would say they should have known better. This was a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I think what a lot of people are mad about is it legit sucked the liquidity out of like the whole NFT space for a while. Like it was a bear market because everybody was selling all their assets in order to purchase a lot of ape coin to be able to purchase ape land or other side. So the whole space was dead for a while, and everybody was hyped on this new land that Yugo Labs was coming out with, and then essentially it didn't flop, but it just I guess financially ruined a lot of people because of all the gas that people wasted. Did you guys read their apology on Twitter? A lot of people were mad about their apology because a lot of people seemed like it was pretty half-assed, I would say. They just thought
Apology.
it essentially was not an apology. They were just like, hey, sorry for breaking the Ethereum like blockchain. It sounds like we need to move ApeCoin into another like private blockchain. So essentially just like promoting their ApeCoin again instead of saying sorry. And then they threw in like, oh, we're working on like refunding people's gas fees. But I knew that left a lot of people salty still, because they're like, you're a huge company and you're just promoting your services still without really giving us an apology. So yeah, I think a lot of people were just pissed about that as well.
That was still not an apology. I mean, I personally think so they sucked. I mean, we basically burned $123 million in ETH, right? Somewhere around there is what I heard. And think about how many projects could have benefited from that much money.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you could have helped so many people with $123 million. Like, they, as a huge company, should lead by example, I think, and I'm not sure if that's something that they thought about.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, maybe like they must know that they are in that position at this point, right? I mean, Bored Ape Yacht Club has been around for a while now, and
A little over a year.
Yeah, and then like they bought CryptoPunks, which is one of the originals, so they have like 6 blue chips. Like they should know. They should know better than what they did. That was bad etiquette, I feel like.
So I did also hear, but I don't know if it's a fact, that other contracts cannot support minting 55,000 NFTs at once. I don't know if it's a fact or not, though. So you guys
I
should
see.
check that. But I don't know if it's an excuse or if it's an actual fact that that's the reason why they didn't use the 721A contract. But I mean, I don't know.
So okay, you know what? That's true. I don't think I've ever seen a project go more than 10,000. So this is one of the few projects that goes up to 100,000. That's a crazy number of NFTs.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what gas fees, did we talk about what gas fees are?
No.
Okay, so I think we should kind of explain that, because those of you that are still getting into this, what are gas fees, Wavy?
Yeah, so anytime you make a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain, you have to pay a fee, and that fee is just like a processing fee. So anytime you make any type of like transaction, you need to pay a fee. Sometimes, and a lot of these smart contracts, they are optimized in a way that you could pay a low amount of gas fees now. However, this other side contract was one of the older contracts, which caused a lot of people to pay a lot of gas fees because there were so many people on the blockchain all at once trying to mint, which caused a spike in gas fees. And that's another thing that's crazy, that during minting, it essentially shut down the whole blockchain. Like no services was available for a couple hours.
Really?
Because everything was just shut down. Like so many people was on the blockchain that literally Ethereum just broke,
Yeah.
which is insane.
OpenSea is broke.
And
Wait,
OpenSea's broke.
So wait, like, okay, why does it? Okay, so like, I mean, I guess I understand because I've done it before, but then like, what is the actual reason behind like the actual increase? Is that like everyone's trying to get it so that the price just keeps going up and up? Like, why does it go up?
No, so you can set how much gas you want to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So, from my understanding, it's people when they want this land so bad that they're putting in like 3 ETH as their own gas price, so that the person who's letting the transaction go through, they're like, okay, well, I want to do this process as 3 ETH one first.
I see, I see.
The person who's only paying $10.
Yeah. So
That's how I understand it, but I mean.
So you're saying that the people that are paying more ETH are more likely to get their transaction to get pushed forward.
Yeah, that's why when you're like on MetaMask or something, you can choose high priority or low priority, and the gas fees are different.
Gotcha. And then, but the thing is, if you're even if you put that high gas fee in, if someone paid more than you just paid that gas fee, and that money's gone.
Yeah, so if your transaction fails, then you just lost your gas money, which is what happened to so many people trying to mint the other side.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So gas fees are not the most fun thing, but I guess it's so crazy that that's like just the norm, though, like having to pay gas.
I
Yeah.
to give an example that might help people understand it more if they don't quite fully understand it. So if we use services like DoorDash or Postmates, they usually have a service fee.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like the same thing. You have to pay to place your order to get the product that you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if this is considered a gas fee. So like I've sold my NFTs, right? So I put my NFT on OpenSea, and then I always have to pay like a service fee. Is that also a gas fee?
So that service fee is different, but you do pay a gas fee when the transaction is processed on the blockchain too.
Okay, so that
So
is
that
so-
service fee is OpenSea's service fee,
okay.
and then you're probably paying an additional gas fee as well. So
Right.
if someone makes you an offer, if someone makes you an offer and you accept that offer, then I believe
The person
you pay
that's
the gas fee, right?
no, the person that's
Wait,
off,
what?
the person that's buying pays the gas fee, right? Not the seller.
Hold on. Let me do this in my head. So if you purchase it and it's not an offer, then you pay for the gas fee.
Mm-hmm.
So the other way around. So if you make an offer on, let's say, Choyman, I made an offer on your NFT, and you accept my offer, then you pay the gas fee.
Oh, I see. But if
Yeah.
I just put what if I just put my NFT up for sale and then you just buy it?
Then I pay the gas fee.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, interesting. But if you put an offer up, I don't get an ETH, I get an WETH, right?
In what? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, interesting. Oh, it's WETH, not WETH.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just assumed it was WETH because it's WETH.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense. I
always just called it like wrapped ETH, just like the full name.
That's what it is, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really sure the purpose of wrapped ETH. I'm like, why can't you just offer an ETH?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying because to unwrap it, like costs you money to do that. Yeah, like anything you do on the blockchain costs gas fees, and I feel like gas fees are the biggest things that are gonna turn newcomers away from the space because they're like, oh, you could buy this thing, but you're telling me I have to pay gas, but if I don't get it, I still have to pay that gas. And every time I explain that to people, they're just like, okay, like why would I do that? I'm just essentially just wasting money. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know why you would do that, but it's fun.
It's also
Honestly, when I first started in this space back in like September, and I was like, I have to pay this much money to purchase this JPEG, and if
Yeah.
I don't get it, I just lose the money. I was like,
Exactly.
and it's not cheap too. It's not like
No.
like it's like $100 sometimes, or like,
Yeah.
and obviously these ones were like $6,000, but then like I remember when I bought my first, it was a sevens, and it was, yeah, I think I paid $110 in gas fees. And I was like, this thing cost me like $300, and I pay another $110 on top of that to just to get it. I was like, wow,
Exactly.
this is not a cheap venture that I'm getting into right now. Luckily,
Yeah.
the price went up. I was like, okay, well, if I sell it now, I can make all my money back, or more than that. But still, I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so it's always such a tricky thing, gas.
Yeah, but then luckily those new contracts, I think like, cause the most recent one I bought, it was one of those, the ERC 721A, and I think I only paid like $20 in gas fees. I was like, oh, thank God, this is so much better.
The last project I minted, I minted 3 at once, and it was like $18 in gas. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Dang.
that is amazing. Like, I think all projects need to implement it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's better for the community overall, because then if we're not spending it on gas fees, we can spend it purchasing other NFTs.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Well, is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss today?
No, but if you guys can, in the comment box, tell us if it's pronounced Weth or Weeth.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Also, if there's any other terms that you guys would like to go over or learn about, please let us know. I feel like Wavy is our most educated person in this world. However, Vanta is also very high up too. I'm definitely the most novice, but it is, I think I have a decent handle on most of the terms, but then there's definitely stuff I'm like, what the heck are you guys talking about? Actually, I don't even say that. I just kind of nod along, and I'm like, I'll look that up later. I'll just log that in my memory bank, and I'll figure that one out later. But yeah.
It's crazy how like new this space is, because experience is like 6 months, and it's like I'm fairly like new in the space too, but it's like I've been doing it the longest, I suppose, but even the longest, it's only 6 months.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because Bored Ape, they've only been around since April 2021, so they're like 1 year old.
Yeah.
And we're like, they're the OGs.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Before we go, I do want to say this as well. Like, I know there's 2 projects that I believe one of them we mentioned on last week's podcast, but there was Crazillas and also Imaginary Ones. Both of them were fudded essentially. Like Crazillas, it took a couple of days to mint out. A lot of people thought Imaginary Ones was like a rug pull as well. So definitely I want to reiterate that please do your own research. None of this is financial advice. Anything that we talk about or say that we're interested in doesn't mean that we're 100% minting it for sure as well. Like we're just monitoring it closely. We're interested in it. We'll definitely do more research, as you should as well, before you decide to mint or not mint. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Yeah, those 2 were too bad. What happened with Crazillas? There was like a scam or something. Like, no, it wasn't a scam. It was like a hack, right?
Yeah, someone hacked the contract because Crazillas had an OpenSeas account, but there was an issue with it. So then they were switching over to a different OpenSeas account, and in the midst of that, someone got a hold of the original Crazillas account, and they hacked it, and it was just a issue.
And then there's a lot of fudding in there. Was it in their Discord or where?
It's online and in Discord, but
Twitter,
the
Discord.
team handled it really well. They caught on fairly early. They stopped the mint process, and they were able to fix the issue within the day. But it's just something hard. That's hard when you as like the founder have something like that happen on midday when it's supposed to be like the most exciting day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Same thing with Imaginary Ones. I feel like they handled it pretty well. Like a lot of people accuse them of being the same team as Squiggles, which is like a well-known rug pull project. However, they like went on Twitter Spaces. They're like, "Hey, we welcome anyone to come and talk to us about it. Like, we're down to be very transparent with you." So I feel like they both handled it really well, and definitely they both can bounce back for sure. However, like if you did mint it and then it got fudded and then it went below mint price, like I didn't want people to blame us for talking about the project and they minted it. But yeah, but they definitely can bounce back. I think both projects are pretty dope. Like Crazilla's, I think, is an awesome idea. Like it comes blank and you could color it yourself. But I guess it depends on like what crayons you mint or you get airdropped or something like that. I'm not sure.
Airdropped crayons, and it was only because the FUD happened. It was like the first, I think, like couple thousand people that minted were able to get airdropped a gold crayon or something like that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was like an incentive they gave out.
I see.
Wait, what is airdropping?
So they just add it to your wallet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
You take those crayons to a website and then color in your.
That's pretty awesome.
So
Yeah.
cool, but things happen.
Right.
I mean, imaginary ones is still, the floor is still 1.21 ETH. That's
Oh, dang.
that's
Yeah.
not cheap.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it was 2 at one point. I just feel like it could have been higher if there wasn't any FUD, but
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, they still sold out, and they're still higher than most projects right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not bad at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah,
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. And please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
bye.